Hi guys, today I'm going to shoot another episode and I'm going to explain to you like how to gain the unfair competitive advantage. I mean, this is something actually I'm quite obsessed with. I want to tell you like a quick story about this. So, the story actually started from, when I was studying in the high school, so at the time, I was, working really hard. And say, I thought about it in my mind, I guess, when I was in the high school, I thought about it if I can, if someone study like 8 hours, if I can study like 10 hours, and I would be, I would get a good, grade. But unfortunately, that is one of the reasons why I failed in my HSC is, and even though like I was, working really hard and like study very hard in the school and like study 10 hours. But I found out, people start like 5 hours, they get a better grade for, than me. Well, this, just keep happening to me for a long time. And so, and this carry, actually I carry this bad habit, into the business as well. What I thought about, if you put more time and effort into it, and you are going to get a, good result. Unfortunately, I guess for many, many years, trial and error, what I found out, the world does not work in our way. What does that mean is that if you put more time and effort into it, it doesn't guarantee, you are going to get a better result than the people who put less time into it. It is who has a better strategy and who is more efficient. And so, I wanted to, shoot this video to, explain to you. And if you, watch the video as real estate agent, and so what I can tell you is this one is if you, let's say, working harder, it doesn't really mean you are going to get a better result. And just like I said, if I study harder in the school, it doesn't mean that. Because after I finish a STEAM, then I asked the people who get a better mark, better grade for, than me. And they told me, Jason, you are studying one thing. And because the New South Wales Education Department, they have like one of the criteria what you need to study. And for me, I just like read the textbook from the front cover to back cover. That's what I thought about it. And, that's what I thought about, study hard to get a better result. Unfortunately, doesn't work that way. So what I'm going to share with this will lead to another story. And I'm going to share with you that will, explain to you, working hard doesn't really mean you are going to get a better result. And working smart actually is a way to go. So I'm going to share with you, one of the secret marketing strategy, I have discovered actually by immersing myself in the coaching and consulting industry. And I actually spend most of my time and learning about coaching and consulting. So, what I found out is after, I have been, immersing myself into a different type of industry. And one of the interesting I found out is industry A actually has no idea, most of them, and has no idea about the, business growth strategy like industry B is doing. And example I can give to you, if you, if you are a real estate agent, the most popular, lead generation strategy, marketing strategy for real estate, probably is door knocking, cold calling, and letterbox dropping. And sometimes they're doing a bit of social media, like post a post. And what if you look at the coaching and consulting industry, most of them actually running events and running webinar and these people, they never do door knocking, they never do cold calling, they never even do the letterbox dropping as well. And so I just got from my observation, I just find something that is really interesting. I found out actually this marketing strategy in the coaching and consulting industry is just way more effective and way more efficient than the marketing strategy most of the real estate use in their own industry. So, then this is just, logic. I think if you find some marketing strategy that is way more effective in industry A, than the marketing strategy, they use the industry B. And what you can do is, you can just borrow the marketing strategy in the industry A, and then you implement it for your own industry. That is how, I guess, everyone can achieve the, competitive advantage. And here I'm going to share you a quick story and with a PPT slide to share with you, how you can really, borrow a secret marketing strategy from the coaching and the consulting industry and to implement for the real estate industry. And so you can gain the competitive advantage as a real estate agent. So I'm going to share with you a slide. And so you understand, a bit more about, I think what I'm talking about it. I'm just going to share you my entire screen. So if you can see my screen, okay, I'm going to share with you the hidden secret I think education and training company use, to get a client on demand and how you can use it too. Some people think, some real estate agents think, I don't understand how a real estate lead gen, system can help me get a more qualified prospect for my business. Well, I think I totally understand your confusion, and because you may never heard about this. So let me tell you a quick story to answer your question. I want to tell you being like my personal story as well. And I think a few years ago, I was a digital marketer who was struggling with, getting the prospect to book an appointment with me and trying to make a sales phone call to book an appointment with a business owner I got a business card from, during a business networking event. So at that time, back to that days, before COVID-19, I went to a lot of business networking event, and that's, what I thought about it, to do, to generate business from. Actually, I really wanted to get a more prospect to book an appointment with me, so I wouldn't have to waste my time and money on going to the business networking event. I collect so many business cards and could not make any sale from it. So at that time, I went to a lot of business networking event. I collect a business card and then I just try to call them to book an appointment. So I want to be able to book enough appointment, explain, my service so I can help them. And so I could, explain what my service is and how I can help them. And the thing is, I was getting prospect to schedule a day and a time with me. And so I can explain to how my service can help them. And that is my struggle. And most of them told me, they were not interested, and then hung up the phone. And that means, I was not able to book enough appointment, for me to explain how my service can help them. They are not explain what my service is and how I can help them. I wanted to, ask you, have you ever, call a lot of people, let's say if you are doing cold call, and most of people told you they are not interested. If you've been in sales, for a while, you are going to meet them. I guess most of people, they're going to tell you they are not interested about it. This is a common objection most of the sales people have to handle. Like I have to handle as well at that time. And at that time, I have no idea how I'm going to handle that. I thought about it. They are not interested about it. They're not going to become, they're not qualified. That's what I thought about. Then I realized, actually, I made a huge mistake as well. So to make things worse, actually, I feel terrible because I didn't have any other job at the time. So I couldn't, get an appointment myself, and I could not pay my bill. And I feel even worse about the situation because I thought I had made a smart decision to drop out from uni and go into business, but I could barely make a living for myself. I feel like a failure, like an entrepreneur. So at the time, just working every night in a shopping center and trying to enter the database into the CRM and try to book an appointment with them. So the problem was that, there was one of my clients who hired me to help him with the marketing, but I couldn't figure out a way to help him, get a new appointment. So, and basically he's one of the agent, this guy paid me, and that time was, help the agent with the, with the sales funnel. And so with the sales funnel, and so we built a sales funnel for him. But the problem is, I didn't know how I can, help him get his appointment. And basically, I didn't know because the goal is not just he wanted a sales funnel. The goal is he wanted to, have he wanted to get a more appointment as well. He's an agent, he wanted to get a more listing. So that's what he want. And I just didn't know how to do it. So at that time, I didn't feel, was competent to do the marketing for him. which means suddenly, was facing a crossroad where, I can choose to looking for, way to figure out how to get in leads, book appointment, or actually I choose maybe I need to quicken my business and, so to get whatever job I can get. So that is what then as if by chance, something amazing happened. And so, that is when I found out something called education-based marketing. And I discovered, how education-based marketing works. And so education-based marketing actually is to educate my prospect. The reason why is any type of the service my competitor and me offering, and the reason why is they need to buy from me. So that is education marketing. And because most of people, they told me they're not interested about it. It's not because they're not interested about it. They just don't know enough about what I'm offering. So there's one of the, I think, a book and called a Personal MBA. You find there more about education-based marketing. And this book will explain to you, what education-based marketing is really about. It's really, really good business book. But if you want to go into the sales and marketing section, and the book has a really good, definition about this. So in this book, they have a definition about what education-based selling is. Education-based selling is a process of making your prospect better and more informed customers. And by investing time and energy in making your customers smarter, you simultaneously build trust and making them more interested in your offer. So that is something called education-based selling. And the reason why this works is this is pretty much another thing I have discovered in the marketing as well. And most people told me they are not interested about it. Actually, they are, they are not ready to purchase. And this is something called a buyer's demand pyramid. On the pyramid, as you can see, only 3% of people, who are really, ready to purchase, and 7% of people who are open to buy, but they are not looking for anything. And 30% of people, and they're not thinking about it, they're not thinking about it. So let's say if you are a real estate agent and you are trying to help them, say sell the property, 3% of people who are, interested about it, talking to a real estate agent, and 7% of people who open in talking to a real estate agent, but they are not thinking about selling, and 30% of people who are not thinking about it, basically they're not thinking about selling anymore, and 30% of people who are just not interested about it. So, so how you can get a more seller? Basically, I have to say, one word, and educate them. Why isn't it a sale? And why isn't it a sale with you? How that is the simplest definition I gave. Unfortunately, you may think, okay, where does it come from? If some of you, are super analytical, want some of the backup, want some of the proof. Actually, unfortunately, and I did some research, and I just want to make sure this comes from a legitimate source as well. And this comes from actually one of the guy named Chet Holmes, and Chet Holmes is one of Tony Robbins' business partner. So Chet is an amazing guy, and he got some of the amazing clients as well. People like Brian Tracy, Tom Hopkins, and T. Harvicker. They are all of the people think Chet is a great guy. So at that time, it was very crystal clear to me how to turn people who told me, they are not interested about it into someone who are curious about information I'm going to share with them to help them get a better result from their marketing. Because I saw, I can go to a double or triple amount appointment, and because there are more people who are interested about it, of learning about what problem they may have, and that they don't even know, and how my solution can help them solve the problem. Most people, they told you they're not interested about it. It's not because they're not interested about it. I'm pretty much, I'm sure now, because I've tried it, I've tested. Most people, they told me they're not interested about it. It's not because they're not interested about the offer or the product or services. They're not interested about it. It's just because they don't even know they have a problem. They need a solution for their problem. They don't even know they have a problem. Just let you know. Most people don't even know. Let's say most people don't even know. They need to sell. And so if you don't give them a reason why, then your sale point will never sell. And that's why it's very hard for you to get a seller. And also most people don't even know why they need to sell with you. And because most people maybe they only sell the property like once or twice for the lifetime. So they don't even there are a lot of stuff they don't even know. They don't know their property is a liability, not as asset. And most people they don't know that enough. And most people don't even know how to select the right agent. And because I work with agents, so I know, they have to select the agent who specializes in a local suburb. They have to select the agent who specializes in sell like a specific type of property. Because I know there are some other agents who specialize sell the house. There are some agents who specialize selling the apartment, or there are some agents who specialize selling just townhouse. Or so most of I have to say most of home sellers, they are not educated enough and to select the right agent to sell the property for them. I also learned, most people can quickly develop trust with me. When educated the problem, they don't even know they have. And if I can also educate the solution I have for the problem, then, they can quickly become my client very quickly as well. So as a real estate salesperson, I simply should stop thinking about trying to book appointment, with a cold lead and help them figure out how much the property is worth in the market, because every agent can do this for them. Even the property owner can find out how much the property worth on the internet. Because what I found out is that most of the real estate agent, you give the people like a free market proposal, and a free market proposal, doesn't really have much value, like a tangible value for the vendor. Why? Because any agent can give them a free market proposal, or some people even give like a local property updated. Actually, I think a local property updated don't have much value as well, because I know it's most of the article you get from realestate.com.au or domain.com.au. So most of the vendors, they can really, get this, by themselves. And you need to start educating them the problem they will have if they don't sell or buy their property, and how your service can help them solve the problem better than any of your competitors. So that is education-based selling. And for example, most of the seller and buyer, or they don't know they need to sell or buy the property. So you must educate them the reason why they need to sell or buy, and the reason why you are the best agent to help them sell or buy. So it will become your prospect. So I want to share with another quick story. And I think there's one, I think probably 2 years ago, I was really, really interested about property investment. And another time I went to pretty many property investment workshops. And one of the workshop I went to and teach something, how you can get a positive cash flow and for your property. So, just one of the, property investment workshop. So for any of you in the property investment project, this trainer as well. So the reason why I tell you the quick story is I wanted to show you how, how this happened as an accident, but I learned a lot from this. And another time I joined her program and I started, went to the live workshop. By the way, that is before the COVID-19. So, and she's still, running the live workshop actually in the Parramatta. So in the live workshop, I actually met a gentleman, and a gentleman, who was thinking about selling a property, and he's not thinking about selling. And the gentleman who just bought the property and in one of the northwest suburb in Sydney. And so another time, what happened is the gentleman, who thought about it, he made a really good investment. And because, he got a property, but unfortunately, the gentleman has just joined the program, and probably on the day one of the program, he realized the property he bought actually is negative gearing. What does that mean is, so he got a negative cash flow from his property. So he got negative cash flow and from his property. And what does that mean is, so if he wanted to move ahead, and the only way for him to move ahead is to sell his negative cash flow property or negative gearing property. And so she could teach, she educated property investor, how to grow and a positive cash flow in property. And just one day the event. And so I was in a 3-day live seminar. So as a result, I just want to go back this one. So what happened is the gentleman I was actually networking with him. And what happened is and because he realized he needed to sell his negative gearing property. So at that time, actually I have one of the agents I know and who work in the area where his investment property actually is in a suburb in the northwest of Sydney. So the gentleman just think about he want to sell the property, and at that time, so that just on the day one, he started looking for a real estate agent. Here I wanted to be clear for you is the gentleman never thought about selling his property never think about selling his investment property because he didn't know his property hold him back. Yeah, he didn't even know that. Yeah, but because he went to the workshop, so he realized and his property caused a negative cash flow. So if he wanted to move forward, he need to buy positive cash flow property. And that is the time he need an agent. So I want to be really, really clear. And so there are so many people in your local area. Pretty much they have a negative gearing property, and they don't even know they need to sell the property, and they don't even know their own investment property holding them back from building wealth. And so if you wanted to be the best agent, I think you have to stand out and educate them, take the leadership to tell them, and the property you've got is not the best property, then you just have to sell. And so if you can do that, I can say you will definitely going to attract a lot of qualified seller into your business. So as a result, actually I started researching a lot about how to create an education-based marketing presentation. And as well, so I started thinking about okay, if this works so well, I really want to master this. And that's why I spent a lot of time actually learning about this. And actually I thought about they must have a presentation formula, and so I can use, or I can help other people implement it to get people taking the action. So actually I thought about it because this was invented by the guy named Chid Holmes, and he actually helped some of the largest company implement the education-based marketing strategy. Company like Apple, Mercedes, company like Dial, and many of them. And I was asking how much they charge. Actually, for the education-based marketing presentation, and they charge about $25,000. I think almost 25,000 USD dollars to help the company build the education-based marketing presentation. It's really, really expensive, and I don't think any agent who can afford a price to get one of the education-based marketing presentation. So after that, I started learning how to create a strategic education-based marketing presentation just to convert the cold leads into hot and warm prospect. And suddenly, I got 5 new clients from 6 appointments I've done. Another time, I spent about 2 hours on presenting my offer to 6 prospects, and 5 of them decide to work with me. And so actually, I use this for my own business a few years ago. So I got a really good result. That's why I feel really confident to share with you as well. That is when I realized the secret to make a sales phone call to book an appointment with a business owner I got a business card from, during business networking event, was to create a strategic education-based marketing presentation. So, and then I called a prospect, for education-based marketing presentation to help them understand the reason why they need a sales funnel. And that time I was got a product or a sales funnel, and in the business, and the reason why they need it from me. And my plan actually was to start helping my client create an education-based marketing presentation. So I started, calling one of the clients and went to his office and spent over 6 hours. And that time I got the software and I know how to do it. But unfortunately, it took too long time. It took about 6 hours. So remember, while in the one of the office in my graph, but we didn't stop there. So what happened is that we then try to figure out how we can deliver education-based marketing presentation to prospect vendor or buyer. Well, at that time I saw a lot of trainer and a coach and a consultant, they are running live event. But unfortunately, I just found a live event doesn't really, it's not the best way, for aging. And so I'm just trying to figure out what would be the most, efficient way. And so I found out something called a webinar. So after I did that, we decided to let him do an interview with one of his colleagues to deliver the education-based marketing presentation in webinar. But there was a still problem. And so it took me over 6 hours to sit down with him to get his education-based marketing presentation done. So I knew the number of people I can help, with the education-based marketing presentation is going to be very limited. And that means, could not be able to scale my business well. Let's think about it. If I took 6 hours to just help one person, and I only have 6 hours a week, I don't know, maybe I have like, let's say 5 or 6, 10, maybe 10, 6 hours a week I can work. So it's not really scalable, to do that. So at the same time, well, even if I work with very hard to help him get his education-based marketing presentation done, however, the client, didn't really know how to present this education marketing presentation, professionally. So the impact of using an education-based marketing presentation to get a new client will be decreased a lot, by the way. This is what we've done, and we deliver in our webinar format. And we end up, getting so frustrated. So we decide to create a training program to teach my client how to create and deliver an education-based marketing presentation. And I thought about it, to help the people one-on-one. Took 6 hours, and it's just too long. It's not the most, efficient way. So now I'm trying to figure out how I can deliver it as efficient as I can. And so we call it perfect webinar presentation. And we thought if we could create something that would make it possible to help the client create their own education-based marketing presentation, we would be, really happy. So after spending many months on researching the best education, marketing presentation formula and tool, I actually found something called a perfect webinar presentation formula. So I found out something like this, and this is not from me. This is from one of other marketer. So you have a really clear structure. And to help the people, let's say from intro, introduce yourself, and from content, teaching the content, then use something called stacking and close. So step by step, strategically move them, through the presentation to get the book appointment. That is why this stuff works. I've tested, I've done it, and actually I work with a few agents, help them, create it. They thought about it, it works. And if you know how to, I think I spent hundreds of hours and I try to master the formula. I mean, if you have the formula, you can use to sell pretty much anything. But here you are just trying to use to get appointment. I have no doubt, I think you can use this to book appointment. And so we also found a software for my student to create their own education-based marketing presentation. By just simply answer a question. So, and I got a software as well now. Well, in the past, a lot of people just open the PPT, but I saw the PPT, just a blank PPT, it's just so hard because you got a PPT, but it's too hard for you to get a PPT out. And I tried it, it's really frustrating. So I spent a lot of time and try to find a software. The software basically asks you 78 questions. Once you finish the 78 questions, and your education-based marketing presentation will be created. And so, so this, I already make this so simple and so easy now. Is I guess you really don't have to go through the trial and error like I've gone through. And so you just need to get your perfect webinar presentation PPT slide built, and by clicking the button, and then the PPT presentation will come out. And then we start let the other real estate agent use the perfect webinar presentation formula. And the result of this following will achieve this. And I figure out a way, to help myself getting these. Told them they are not interested about it to book an appointment with me. so I can deliver sales presentation to them and convert 5 out of 6 cold leads into paid client using one same, education-based marketing presentation. And found out the most effective education-based marketing presentation formula for our student to funnel. And find out the best tool for my client to use and to create their own education-based marketing presentation. So after creating the perfect webinar presentation, I was not only able to help the real estate agent find a way to get more leads and convert into qualified prospect, I also be able to start going to sales meeting and wondering if the prospect is qualified or not, because I now have education-based marketing presentation delivering webinar format to qualify leads before the face-to-face sales meeting. So, I wanted to be clear as well. Let's say you can go to face-to-face meeting. I'm not saying, you are not going to do one-on-one face-to-face meeting anymore because you are helping the people sell like $1 million property. I mean, face-to-face meeting is unavoidable. But however, if you have a education-based marketing presentation, you use them as a filter, and to filter the people who are not qualified, to filter the people who are not ready, or to filter the people who don't want to work with you. So when you go to the face-to-face meeting, and the chance for you to win the listing will be double, triple, or quadruple. Because in the past, I used to just go to the face-to-face meeting, and with the people who pretty much I didn't have a filter. I didn't have anything filter then. So I went to the face-to-face meeting, and the people pretty much they are too busy, they are late, and then I found out, either they are not a decision maker, or they're not qualified, or they're not ready. It's just a lot of them like hustle and time and wasting, and so I was frustrated. Then I said, I need to have something before have a face-to-face meeting, because having something before have a face-to-face meeting is really help you qualify them. So if you just for sake of the qualify them, save your time, I think you do need to have a education-based marketing presentation, because without it, you just have to call them and talk to them, qualify them. That's a lot of hours and time you have to spend it. So my goal is to only let you spend working on the people who are qualified, and then you do one-on-one meeting with them. And then you just, get rid of the people who are not ready, who don't want to work with you, who are, not thinking about selling, and it's just too hard and too much time involved. So in the end, I think what it means, I'm now able to help more agents to get more seller, and so more property seller and buyer can benefit from their services as well. And so that's pretty much. And if you do have any other question about this, and then let me know. And I hope this helped you. And if you have any other question about this, something called education-based marketing presentation, then let me know. And in about 2 weeks, I'm going to run a webinar, and the webinar will explain more about this. I will put a link below. And if you're interested about it, just register the webinar. Okay, thank you. Bye.